The lush land of American Samoa has been our home unexpectedly for the last month. With the weather that pushed us north, we have landed and made the most of this beautiful island. And looking back, even though Pongo Pongo had its downside of being industrial, unswimmable, and occasionally awfully stinky, when we look back at pioneering over to the north side of Whangasa, we feel extremely lucky for the community to have offered us their backyard and welcomed us in sharing these mind-blowing views. We now have a new country to explore, so let's hopefully get this drone back in with all our fingers intact and hopefully no propellers lost so we can get back to the sail to Fiji. There's a Dateline across. So we're going into the future or the past? The future. We're going into the future. We must get rid of all of our suspicious looking items so customs and immigration will let us in. And as always, let's try not to crash into the docks of Fiji. I don't think that's a first good impression. All right, night one, check. Sun's coming up. And time for some bananas. Pretty mellow night. The winds were super variable, ranging from like 7 knots to like 17 knots. So whenever we hit 7 knots, we just close reached it, just pointed it a little bit more upwind so we can maintain speed. And then whenever it started shooting up to like more like 16, 17 knots, then we turned at a little bit more of a beam reach. And yeah, we've been making great speed. We're going like 7 knots right now. We got 15 knots of wind, and it's actually, the beginning of the trip was very comfortable, and boat's not rocking around too much. It's definitely getting a little bit more bouncy now, but I think we're just charging through these waves, and yeah, so far, good start to the trip. Into our first 24-hour period, we are now making water generators running, still having a glorious sail like directly to our location, except for we just have kind of light wind now. We've been kind of sticking at it like 11, 12 knots, so we're going like 5.5 knots or so. But hey, we're moving. We're realizing we're crossing the Dateline, so we're going into the future or the past? The future. We're going into the future, so
it's supposed to be Saturday for us, and it's Sunday here.
Yeah, so tomorrow. And Connor just made some amazing breakfast. We're trying to utilize all the eggs, all the cheese, all the bacon. So what did he make?
Egg, cheese, bacon.
Egg, cheese, bacon quiche. Ooh.
And potato.
And some
Cholula, the Cadillac
Cholula
hot
come
sauce.
from? I mean, I didn't even know we had that.
Well, up until now, this has been lovely sail, just super nice, 15 knots with a very minor swell. And now we're just getting into the heavier stuff, and I think it's going to continue, and it might even get a little bit heavier. Usually when we hit these higher wind speeds, we're on more of a run, and right now we're on a pretty good just beam reach, so we're feeling it a little bit more, but we're also holding good speed and kind of cruising over these waves pretty well too. So I'll show you what we're working with here. 9 knots sometimes. I think we hit 10.5 over ground. And we just got about 2 more days of this to go. And we'll be in Fiji finally.
Land ho! No, I'm just kidding. That's just a part of Tonga. But that's the first time we've seen anything else besides American Samoa and the ocean. Bumpy seas today, but we are flying a 7.8 knot average. Crikey! Crikey is right. T.
So we're going into day 3, 48 hours in, 48 hours to go. Connor has had an average running pace for the last few hours, ever since the swell and wind picked up, and
we got average of 7.8 knots at a max of 10.6. Kind of crushing it right now, and that's for the past 2.5 hours. If we can keep up that speed, we will be there on Wednesday morning.
less than 48 hours.
Woo! And we're just going around Zephyr Bank. We're in between Zephyr Bank and Rochambeau Bank, so we're gonna have to play a little Rochambeau.
I am cold. Why is it cold on the way to Fiji? I am bundled up.
No,
Beanie on.
still fairly close to the equator.
Yeah. I don't know. But we got beautiful sunset. There's this timeless aspect in sailing, especially on passages longer than 3 days. You fully indulge into the experience. Forget what day of the week it is, sometimes even the month it is. And this gives you this extra space, gives your mind time to reflect. You come to understand of why some things happened, why some things didn't happen, why certain times were a struggle and others an ease. You ponder the friendships you have gained and give thought to why some others didn't. You recognize how much you've changed as a person, and you have faith in the evolution ahead. Just like the faith you have in the vessel pulling you forward towards the next bay.
Start of our last full day. We're trying to calm down about Fiji's customs and immigration because it seems like it's a hit or miss of how mean they can be. So we're just going to cross our fingers that everything will be good for us. And yeah, I just caught Connor sleeping on the job. So I sent him to bed. That's about it. Here we go. See how today goes. It's happening. I've been holding on to this glass pot and this plant since the USA
For far too long.
for far too long. I've
She was supposed to
smuggled
get-
it in many countries, and Connor says no more. Fiji's too strict. It's a very sad day. I don't know why it's so sad. Are you sure I can't keep a leaf?
Oh, she did it! I never thought she would do it.
That actually felt pretty good. What else can I throw?
Yeah, keep going. Well, we're getting closer. About one more day, hopefully. Kind of a long day left to get into Savu Savu. We got 167 miles left to go, and we are finally coming up on kind of the outskirts of the Lau or Eastern Group Islands of Fiji. So here, I'll show you the little charts here, and this place is pretty freaking crazy because there are so many little islands that the charts do not show all of them. So if you're not zoomed in correctly down to like 2.5 mile zoom, then you could completely miss an island and run into it at night. So here, I'll show you a little bit here. So you can see that just looks like kind of a little, you know, potentially shallow spot this whole way. And that's at 5 mile radius on the circle rings here. And zoom in one more click, and holy moly, there's all kinds of stuff right there. That could be a very bad day for you. And we're pointed almost right towards that. Scary stuff. Luckily, we're gonna hit that at night, so it'll be super fun.
What do you have there?
Well, I guess they don't allow cocaine in Fiji, so
Aww.
we have to dump it all out. We've had this since Mexico.
And we have not used much of it. Or have we? You tell us. You guys, we're just kidding. This is not cocaine. What are your guesses?
It is.
Write them in the comments below. Why are you giving it up?
Because it looks bad.
It looks suspicious.
It looks suspicious, and I think it's just better if we just don't raise too many eyebrows. Seems like it's a pretty strict country, but I've also heard that some people hardly got searched and they didn't even take their chicken or eggs, which is definitely on the no-go list. So,
and Connor doesn't drink this very often. It's just been kind of sitting here for a long time.
I've had it for 2 years at least.
So it is glycine and taurine. And why do you have this?
I think it was a Joe Rogan episode.
And Connor wanted to get buff.
It's good for you.
It's good for you.
Yeah. So, off it goes. We're going to have some super energized and buff fish out here. So, everyone, make note of where we are.
I get rid of plants, he gets rid of weird things that look like cocaine. Our last night out at sea.
Trying to kill all our paraphernalia.
Yeah, we're eating. Well, we just ate steak, roasted carrots, and a nice little salad. Cucumber, avocado, mozzarella cheese salad. It's just everything that they're gonna steal from us, so we're trying to eat it. Final supper before Fiji!
Yeah, I got one more salami to kill. Well, 1.5 more salamis, 2 bags of beef jerky, a pound of chicken breast.
Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna finish mine even. I have 2 bags of blueberries. Oh God. 2 bags of blueberries, 4 apples to eat tomorrow.
Apple pies are not illegal, but apples are.
Apparently, so maybe I'll make some apple pie tomorrow.
Red sky at night, sailor's delight. It's so red though in real life.
Just brought Thanksgiving to Fiji. Out of the 4 apples that I could not finish in one day, we made an apple crumble, and it is the best thing I think I've baked in a while. next to my chocolate chip cookies.
How many cookies did you make?
I can't tell you. I think I might have made like 100 cookies. No, probably not, but at least like maybe like 60.
She just made the dough for them, but the dough is all in the freezer right now, ready to go, because we're figuring that they're less likely to take cookie dough, but they're more likely to take the butter if it's not.
Butter. Yeah, we had like 2 big butters that I should not have bought before we left, but since we did, I thought, yeah, cookie dough would be a good idea. Hopefully they don't take all the cookie dough. That would be a little bummer, but I've never made so many cookies. It was like a ginormous bowl, like so much dough. But we're gonna be eating cookies for a long time. Hopefully we can make them last until New Zealand. All right, give me some apple pie.
Not too precious.
Look at those caramelized apples.
I just saw another apple out here. Somebody else didn't have the idea to make apple pie. They just chucked them out into the water.
Well, I don't know if it was just because of that apple pie and the cookies and all the things we've been eating for this passage, but I officially cannot zip up my jeans. I'm gonna blame it on the baby that's growing in my belly, but I don't know. It's questionable. But we've made it to Fiji.
We made it! Finally!
Woohoo! These tall mountains to climb.
It looks like this boat is going into the freaking mangroves, whatever you want to call that right there. And these guys are pulling them out. Kind of crazy. Keeps kind of drifting back into there.
So coming into Fiji, these are little buoys. Here's the green one on that side. Kind of a tight little pathway here, but I guess it works.
After navigating into Savu Savu, we got a mooring at Copra Shed, and they put us on a ball that swung right into this.
I don't know if we could get any closer.
Right?
We're not allowed to go to land yet, but this would be terribly convenient.
Yeah.
Health inspection went smoothly, clearing us to hoist the Fijian flag. But because American Samoa immigration never returned our customs clearance form, the rest of our check-in was delayed by a full day.
Q flag down. How many more inspections to go? 4?
Probably customs and immigration.
Yeah.
How close can we get to this dock? Do you think our fender will hit? This is a great mooring ball, huh? Oh. Just shy of it. Nice. We're gonna put fenders everywhere just in case. So close.
Alright.
Woo! Take it off.
I need a rope here.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna grab that rope and bring it around our capstan.
So we are fully checked in with health, but now we gotta wait for everyone else. But how tempting is it just to go to land?
Yeah.
When the dock's right there. We don't even need to put the dinghy down. All right, Connor's solution.
Well, I found another knot down there. I think that's a knot. I don't exactly know how to do a rolling hitch, but I think that might work on here. So,
Yuck.
yeah, there's all kinds of yuck.
There.
So I want to tie it on there and then throw this back in the water.
Thankfully, after a few YouTube videos, Connor mastered the rolling hitch, tightening the mooring line so we could swing clear of the dock. Yep, we're not crashing into you this time, Fiji. Join us next week as we get permission to enter land, exploring Savu Savu as we wait for our cruising permit, an important permit that allows you to travel to remote islands. While we wait for that, we need to stock up on all the necessities to go remote, like a bunch of bundles of kava, so we can offer them to the local chiefs when anchoring in their bays. And of course, somewhere in the mix, let's just say the hormones kick in.
I don't know why I feel so emotional right now. It took me a very long time to leave the house today because nothing would fit. So,
anyone have any guesses on where we will sail first? Will we sail west to the Asawa Islands or east into the wind to a potentially empty remote surf break that supposedly is John Florence's favorite wave? Catch you next week to find out.
We want to give a huge thank you to all our supporters. We so appreciate you and are amazed at your generosity. If you want to also help support our journey, check us out on Patreon. There's a link below in the description. Or if it's easier, scan your phone right now on the QR code that's right here on the screen. Now make it a great day, and see you next episode.